What's up, guys? Temptations of the road. I kind of got into this stuff. They're unloading me, so deal with the shaking of the truck and whatnot. But I kind of got into this a small little segment of my 240-hour experience video where I kind of broke it down and got real. Having kind of a bad day today, so I figured, it inspired me to talk about that mindset and what it could do to you and your relationship at home if you have one. So if you're a single dude, or whatever, this could still, you can still qualify. I might talk more about the whole relationship aspect of it, because I know a lot of people, myself included, struggled with that at first. You know what I mean? So I will say now, and even before, now that I've realized what I was doing, I have nothing to worry about at my house. Some people will be like, "Oh, you don't know what's going on at home." Well, I'm gonna get into that. My wife has never given me a reason not to trust her ever. She shows nothing but dedication and love to me always. Maybe a lot of people think I'm lucky for that, and I do. I think I'm lucky for that. That's why I'm out here busting my ass. I say busting my ass. She's working harder than I am. But that's why I'm out here driving these big ass trucks, moving shit across the country. There's good potential for money making out here, and I need to do something or to support my family, right? So I'm showing my dedication. When you think trucker, you think lot lizard, right? Well, they're not really as prevalent as they were before. I can count on one hand how many times I've heard of somebody, recently anyways, like within these last 3 years even. One time that I know firsthand, my first trainer was visited by somebody from Baytown, Texas. They came, knocked on the door, and asked, "What you doing with your fine self?" No, he declined whatever, but a lot of significant others, when you tell them that you are thinking about truck driving, they automatically assume that, or maybe they don't talk with you about how they feel about it or whatever, and they start thinking that, and then they kind of detach themselves from you because they bottle it up. So it's one thing that you got to do is when you think about you want to do this shit, and you respect your other half and they respect you, you need to talk to them about it. Before I decided I was going to do this, me and my wife sat down and talked about it. We really talked about it. It's like, I got to do something. This is what could happen, this is how much money I might make. And that was before I found out how much money I could really make. And now that I'm in it and I'm starting to make money, it's panning out even better. And now that I've realized what I was doing to my wife, I'll kind of give a backstory on what that is. And I was very controlling, even from thousands of miles away. I'm constantly telling her, like, trying to get her to check in with me, give me updates, every hour, text me or something, let me know you're thinking about me. I just had this dependency to know that, and it was, little did I know, it was pushing her away, right? God love her. She's so patient. She was so patient with me, because she would try to explain it to me, and of course I would see it as if, like, no, this is me, this is who I am. No, it's not. It wasn't. I was being selfish, very selfish, and very controlling. And I would word it in so many, like, I was like a manipulator of words, and I was able to make it seem like I was convincing myself that it was right. And that, when you argue with somebody and you both think you're right, they're wrong, but you're right. Like, that wasn't the case. I thought I was right, but I wasn't. And then after I realized that I was fucking up, I apologized, and ever since then it's gotten easier, not just for our relationship and with her to me, but for just myself. I'm able to go throughout the day and not worry about shit at home. Well, I worry about the kids and her, but like that, I don't worry about unfaithfulness or anything like that. So I keep getting shocked, and it's pissing me off. I can't stand that shit. But yeah, that helps. I don't know what the hell. Maybe it's this new jacket. See that shit? I saw my dad yesterday. He hooked me up with some merch. Anyways, it's completely off topic. Total wrong tone for what the type of mood I'm trying to set for this video. But I'm just trying to say, if you guys are unsure of what's up at home, the faithfulness or anything like that, um, just know you need to squash it before you come out here, because you could get some pretty crazy thoughts sitting alone in this truck just talking to yourself, because you don't have anybody like able to put in any input or tell you, man, that's crazy, or maybe it's not like that, maybe you shouldn't think that way. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Have you tried doing this? Like giving them different avenues. You're just sitting here with yourself, and when you talk with yourself like that, you start to really think that you're right, yeah. And all of a sudden, you start pushing all these people that you used to talk to all the time away, because you're just stuck talking with yourself, right? So make sure that anything at home that would cause you to worry about it while you're out here on the road, you should probably definitely squash it before you come out here. Even the training, school, CDL classes, doing your test, you got to focus while you're there. You want to get out of there as soon as possible. You don't want to waste any time. Then you get on the trainer truck, and technically you're not supposed to be able to be on your phone at all. It's supposed to be locked up. While you're on duty, you're not allowed to use your phone. That could be up to 11 to 14 hours a day. 11 hours of drive time, you get max out, and then you get an additional 3 hours of on duty. So that's shipping, receiving, fueling, doing your PTIs, all that shit. You're not allowed to have your phone. It's supposed to be locked up. So if you're not comfortable with the idea of that, you might need to squash whatever's going on at home so that you are confident and comfortable coming out here, because you want to be clear-headed while you're doing all this shit. Especially when you are in charge of your own truck trying to move freight across the country. You don't need to be having these weird thoughts and shit swimming through your head while you're driving this 80,000 pound beast, right? You start getting these fucking crazy ideas that you're just gonna run this motherfucker off the bridge, and you take like 3 other cars with families in them with you because you're having a bad day. Like, you need to really be clear-headed. I keep saying that, but I can't stress it enough. You got to be clear-headed when you're in the truck. So you want to definitely keep home time and stuff like that. Like, a lot of it is up here. It's all up here in your own head, not in my head. It's in your head. It's up there. It's in your fucking head, yeah? So you need to probably just battle it out of yourself. Ever since I came to my realization, I might have already mentioned this, everything changed. You wake up in a better mood. I mean, today's a bad day, but it had nothing to do with home. You wake up in a better mood, like you're not constantly like worried, like what's she doing or what's he doing. You might be a female truck driver, who knows? Like, what's he or she doing? Why aren't they texting me? Are they thinking about me? Like, I mean, you start to, why aren't they thinking about me? I think about them all the time, and it's like, you got to get that shit out of your head. Whatever it is that's causing that to happen, you gotta fight with yourself, because what you're doing is you're fighting, you're agreeing with yourself, right? You're not giving yourself an unbiased opinion of what's going on in the situation. Look at it from the outside in, right? Look at it from their shoes. What are they doing? What could they be doing? If they are fucking around, it's gonna come out, and you just squash it when that happens. But if you start putting that out there and it's not happening, they're gonna eventually, you're gonna push them away, and they're gonna be like, well, he or she already thinks I'm doing it, I might as well fucking do it, right? So if you have tried to work shit out, right, and it's not still, and it's been so long, you know how long it's been. If it's been too long, and too long is, I would say, if you're looking for a number, if you've tried talking about it and say they changed, y'all changed together for 2-3 days, and then all of a sudden they're right back at it again, you try that 1 or 2 more times, if it doesn't stop, I think it's time to stop with that. You need to, I mean, it's gonna hurt a lot, right, if you got to end it like that, especially out here on the road. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Like, maybe you got a plan around that. That's something that you'll have to work out. I definitely can't be giving no advice about that shit, but you got to work all that out, and you got to clear that slate, because you're here, right? You're in the truck. You're working now. Like, you got a job, and you got a lot of responsibility with this job, mostly because you're moving. You got to be a defensive driver for other drivers. You got to be watching the road so that if other people make mistakes, you can correct them and help them out, so you're both not stuck out. You know what I mean? So with all that responsibility, and you're hauling it up to 44,000 pounds of freight, every day, you know, you gotta be right in the mind. You gotta be clear. Now, I've had a bad day. You know, I made mentions about in my shit myself video, what kind of rash decisions I was making with that. That's what I'm saying. These little things are gonna happen. You don't need those problems stacked on top of problems that you can't control at home, right? There's things that are gonna happen at home. You're not always gonna be able to catch on 24/7. Like, oh, you went to the bathroom. Oh, you know, just little things like that. That's some shit you're just gonna have to leave at home, right? Leave it there and move on. Just, you gotta stay strong, stay clear-minded, and really, it's all, like I said, it's up here. You gotta knock it out with yourself, because especially if you're by yourself, you're a team driver. You know, most of the time you're by yourself anyways, because the other person's asleep in the berth while you're driving. But you know, it just depends. So all I'm trying to say is, you gotta stay strong, stay clear-minded, and you'll persevere, more or less. So if you got it at home, hold on to it if you can. Try to work it out. Know who's doing the work, and y'all are splitting it evenly, about, you know, both working on each other. Maybe it is just you, maybe it is just them. If either one of y'all can't realize that and come to some kind of agreement, it's not gonna work, man. So it's better to take that initial shot. It's gonna hurt like hell, but after it's over and done with, you know, it gets much easier than sitting here and like hoping and praying every day. You don't know what's gonna happen the next day. It's always fucking, something's gonna happen. You know, you always expecting something bad to happen, or you start thinking about bad shit, and it's like you can't be living like that. No, you know what I mean, on top of you're working, you're driving like that. You can't. I wouldn't even say fuck the driving. You shouldn't have to deal with that anyways. Nobody should have to deal with that. You should be able to go through life not having to worry about kind of shit like that. Be happy, right? You're alive. You woke up today. What are you gonna change? What are you gonna do to change the world? Nothing, probably, because nobody's nothing. What am I gonna do to change the world? I just brought Coca-Cola products to a fucking country ass town in Iowa where I got lost, and that's what I'm doing. And then I'm trying to be a good father and husband. And that was because I went through that change on my own, and our relationship has never been better. Like, the fact that I've come to that realization now, it's like we are longing for each other always. We've been together 2 years, you know, like it hasn't changed from day one where we were. Like, that puppy love phase, it's always there. It's always been there. It's more prevalent now that I'm not home. This long distance relationship thing, it's hard for a lot of couples, you know, but that's just something you're gonna have to work out with your significant other. But anyways, I've ranted for long enough, I suppose. I hope that this made any kind of sense. I know I went off on a tangent. I'm kind of tired. Day's getting a little bit better because I'm getting unloaded now finally, and I already got a pre-plan going straight back up near New York. So hopefully they'll send me to the West Coast soon. I do want to get away from this wind though. I'm empty, and I'm afraid. The wind was blowing me all over the place. I was fully loaded, so I'm glad that, but anyways, whatever, who cares? Who gives a fuck? You got your point across, trucker dude Brent. Come on, man. Let's get on with it. Where's your settlement check? That's coming tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see. I turned my trips in on Saturday. We'll see where that's at. I promise it's coming. I'm not gonna not show that. I know a lot of people want to know. First out of glide crash, I'm working this hard, and you worked this hard. You were out 3 months, and now you had 3,600 mile fucking week. I really want to see, like, that's like top tier fucking pay right there. 3,600 miles solo in 1 week. That's unheard of to me. 3,200 miles a week, I heard was a good week. I ran 400 more than that. So let's see what they actually pay me and see what my check is, and then we'll see. Anyways, remember, gents and ladies, love it, hate it, fucking rate it. Take care. I'll see you on another time.